Hello all, welcome back to Basic Electrical Engineering lecture. So in the previous class we have discussed about few examples on the DC generators. We'll look into few more examples in this session. So take example number 5. I think we solved 4 examples in the previous class. This is example number 5. This statement goes as a 4-pole DC shunt generator with lap connected armature has field resistance of 60 ohms and armature resistance of 0.15 ohms. A 4-pole DC shunt generator with lap connected armature has field resistance of 60 ohms and armature resistance of 0.15 ohms. The generator is supplying 70 lamps of 50 watt each, 70 lamps of 50 watt each at 120 volts. Find the total armature current in each conductor and EMF generated at no load. Take brush contact drop as 1 volt per brush and neglect the armature reaction. Okay. So I will write down the given things. So I have a 4-pole DC shunt generator. P is equals to 4 DC shunt generator. Okay. Is having shunt field resistance of 60 ohms and armature resistance of 0.15 ohms. It is mentioned. Now if the generator is supplying 70 lamps of 50 watt each, so each lamp of 50 watts at terminal voltage V is equals to 120 volts and we have 70 lamps Okay. Now I should be finding what is the armature current in each conductor and the EMF generated at no load, that is EA. Okay. When I have brush contact drop is equals to 1 volt per brush. 1 volt per brush and armature reaction drop is neglected. Just neglect the armature reaction drop. So now I will be drawing the circuit diagram for the given data. It is a shunt generator. So this is armature. Now this is the shunt field. And I have 70 lamps. Okay. I have 70 lamps connected. This is IA, shunt field current ISH. This is load current IL. Now this is one lamp. I have such 70 lamps connected. Okay. And they are operating at 120 volts. It means that all the lamps are connected in parallel, obviously, because when each lamp has to get the same voltage, then all the lamps must be placed in parallel. So therefore, all the 70 lamps are placed in parallel at terminal voltage V is equals to 120 volts. Terminal voltage V is equals to 120 volts. Okay. So now lamp PL or P lamp is of 50 watts, which is equals to V into IL. The voltage across lamp is V, 120 volts, and the current through it is I lamp. I will take I lamp. IL I have given it for the load current, the total load current. Okay. So I know power, I know voltage, I can get current in each lamp. I lamp or the current in each lamp, current in each lamp is I lamp is equals to 50 divided by 120. Is it 120? Yeah, 50 divided by 120 volts. So this will come out to be 0.416 amperes. So current in each lamp is 0.416. So first current draw 0.416, second current draw 0.416, last current will also draw 0.416. And there are such 70 lamps connected in parallel. Therefore the total load current IL is equals to 70 lamps multiplied by current in each lamp, that is 70 into 0.416. So my IL will come is equals to 29.16 amperes. 29.16 amperes. Fine. Now it is, now this everything is same for me, it is a load, simple load. What is the current in the shunt field winding? ISH is equals to, it is V divided by RSH. Please note, it is not EA divided by RSH, it is V divided by RSH. V is 120, RSH is 60, 2 amperes. Shunt field current is of 2 amperes. Therefore, what is the armature current? Armature current is IA is equals to IL plus ISH. That is 29.16 plus 2, 31.16 amperes. 31.16 amperes. Okay, this is the armature current. Now what is current in each conductor? Current in each conductor, or I will drop this. Current in each conductor is equals to, see, all the conductors are not placed in series in the entire winding. We know there are number of parallel paths we are using. So all the currents, see, all the conductors are not placed in series, they are distributed in number of parallel paths. Now how should I choose the parallel paths? Based on what? Because that information, yeah, it is given. A 4-pole DC shunt generator with lap connected armature. Okay, DC shunt lap connected. Okay. So current in each conductor is nothing but current per parallel path. Current per parallel path. Because all the conductors are distributed among various number of parallel paths, and in each parallel path current, all conductors are connected in series. So whatever one conductor carries the current in each parallel path, the same current is carried by all the conductors in every parallel path. So current per parallel path is nothing but current per conductor in DC machine. So therefore IZ is equals to IA divided by A. Here lap winding is used. Therefore, A is equals to P, that is equals to 4. Therefore, IZ is equals to 31.6 divided by 4. .8. So current per conductor is 7.8 amperes. Next part is I should be finding what is the generated voltage, that is induced EMF. So simple, the voltage equation EA is equals to V plus IRA plus BCD plus ARD. But ARD is 0. This is 0. We are neglecting it. What is BCD? Brush contact drop is equals to 1 volt per brush. Okay? 1 volt per brush. It is given. Therefore, BCD is equals to 1 volt into number of brushes. Yeah. In textbooks, in many textbooks, there is a mistake done here. In the statement of the numerical, it is mentioned 1 volt per brush, but while taking in the solution, the voltage per brush was not multiplied by the number of brushes. This is with PMC. Okay. I should not take the name, but this is a common mistake done in many textbooks. It is been done. Okay. So I should be multiplying number of brushes to this voltage per brush. If they would have mentioned the total brush contact drop is 1 volt, then it was same. But in the statement, it is mentioned the brush contact drop is 1 volt per brush, but it is not multiplied with number of brushes. Okay. So number of brushes is equals to number of parallel paths. Number of brushes are equals to number of parallel paths, that is equals to A. Okay. And here A is equals to P is equals to 4. Therefore, BCD is equals to 1 volt into 4, that is 4 volts. Because it is a lap wound machine. Substitute that here. Now it is EA is equals to V120 plus IRA 31.6 into 0.15 plus brush contact drop is 4 plus 0. Armature reaction drop is 0. Now this is EA is equals to. Is 128.74 volts. So generated EMF is 128.74 volts. Okay. So this is the solution for the given problem. We'll move to next example. Next example statement. A series generator of total resistance 0.5 ohms. A series generator of total resistance 0.5 ohms is running at 1000 rpm. Is running at 1000 rpm and is delivering a 5 kilowatt load at 100 volts. If the speed is raised to 1500 rpm and load is increased to 8 kilowatts, find the new current and terminal voltage. Okay, I will read it once again. A series generator of total resistance 0.5 ohms is running at 1000 rpm and is delivering a load of 5 kilowatts at 100 volts. If the speed is raised to 1500 rpm and load is increased to 8 kilowatts, find the new current and terminal voltage. Now this is a series machine. Okay? It is a series machine. Now it is a series generator of total resistance 0.5 ohms. I think it includes the armature resistance, armature reaction resistance and brush contact resistance, all. Okay, is running at 1000 rpm. It is running at 1000 rpm. Speed is 1000 rpm. Let us take it as N1, the first speed, 1000 rpm. It is delivering a load of 5 kilowatts. It is delivering a load of 5 kilowatts at terminal voltage 100 volts. At 100 volts. Now if the speed is raised to 1500 rpm, the second speed I take it as N2, 1500 rpm, and load is increased to 8 kilowatts. Now let it be PL1. I will take this as PL2, 8 kilowatts. I need to find what is the new current. It can be IL, it can be IA, both are same. It is series machine. Okay? And new terminal voltage. Let this be V1 and let this be V2 now. New terminal voltage. So this is what is expected to solve for. Okay. Now I will draw a series machine here. So be careful when you draw the winding or field. Okay. If shunt, more number of turns. If series, less number of turns. We should not forget that. Okay. So this is V. This is IA is equals to IL. Okay. Now this is what I have been given with. So now PL1 is equals to 5 kilowatts and V1 is equals to 100 volts. Okay. Now I know what is PL1. I can write it as V into I1, V1 into I1 or IA1 or IL1. I know what is V1, which is 100 volts. I know what is PL1, which is 5 kilowatts. I can find out what is IL1. IL1 is equals to, it is 5K divided by V1, which is 5K divided by 100. Okay, so this will be 50 amperes. Okay, IL1 is 50 amperes. Now I know what is the voltage across load. I know current through load. I can get the resistance of the load. Okay, so RL1 is equals to V1 by IL1. See, I can do it from power also. V1 square by RL1 is nothing but by PL1. Both are true. Okay, so it is 100 divided by 50 is 2 ohms. The load resistance is of 2 ohms. Okay. You take it as IL2 here, new load. So now what is happening in the second case, that for the same load I am increasing the speed. For the same load I am increasing the speed, therefore the power drawn by the load has increased. Power drawn by the load has increased, and that is 8 kilowatts. That is 8 kilowatts. Okay. Now PL2 is equals to 8 kilowatts, which is nothing but is equals to, I can write this as V2 into IL2, but there is a problem to write like this, because I don't know V2, also I don't know IL2. These are the two things which I need to find out. The other way what I can write this is PL2, I can write it as IL2 square into RL2 or RL, okay, because RL is same, IL2 square into RL, or VL2 square by RL. Both will do the work. Both are same as per Ohm's law. So now I can get what is IL2. IL2 is equals to under root PL2 by RL. So this is under root. The new load is adjusted, increased to 8 kilowatt. That is 8 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 2. So IL2 is 63.24. Therefore, VL2 is IL2 into RL. Okay, so 63.24 into 2 is equals to 126.5 volts. Okay, so this is the required solution. This is the required solution. Okay. Now we'll move to another example. Example number 7. A long shunt compound generator delivers load at 50 amperes, load of 50 amperes at 500 volts. A long shunt compound generator delivers load of 50 amperes at 500 volts and has armature, series field and shunt field resistance of 0.05 ohms, 0.03 ohms and 250 ohms respectively. I will write down the things. Calculate the generated EMF and armature current if the total brush contact drop is 4 volts and armature reaction drop is 2 volts. Okay, I will read out this statement once again and I will write the given things. A long shunt compound generator. So the given generator is long shunt compound generator. Delivers load at 50 amperes. Now IL is equals to 50 amperes at 500 volts. V is equals to 500 volts. And has armature, series field and shunt field resistance of 0.05 ohms, 0.03 ohms and 250 ohms respectively. So RA is 0.05 ohms, RAC is 0.03 ohms and RSH is 250 ohms. Calculate generated EMF and armature current, that is EA and IA, if brush contact drop is 4 volts. Now here it is mentioned the total brush contact drop. The total brush contact drop is 4 volts and armature reaction drop is 2 volts. So here we are not neglecting the armature reaction drop. Okay. So now I will draw the circuit diagram first. It is a long shunt machine. So I will get the shunt field winding in parallel with series and armature, series winding and armature. So my V is 500 volts. Okay. My IL is 50 amperes. This is 250 ohms RSH. It is 0.03 ohms RSC. EA I have to find out. RA is equal to 0.05 ohms and IA I have to find out. So this is the given machine. Okay. So first find out what is ISH. This is ISH. It is V divided by RSH. It is long shunt compound machine. So V is 500 divided by RSH is 250. This is 2 amperes. Okay. Then IL is 50. Therefore IA is IL plus ISH, that is 50 plus 2 is 52 amperes. Okay, that is 52 amperes. Now what is generated EMF? EA is equals to V plus IARA plus there is a series field resistance here. It will be IA plus RSC plus IA RSC because it is in series. If it is short shunt compound, then it would have been in series with the load. Then there would have been IL into RSC plus brush contact drop plus armature reaction drop. So this is equals to, it is 500 plus 52 into 0.05 plus 52 into 0.03 plus 4 plus 2. This is EA. So that comes out to be 5.16. So this is the generated voltage. Okay. This is the generated voltage. Okay. So this is how we have to reach to the solution of DC machines. So with this example, I will close the DC generator part. In the next lecture, I will be dealing with the DC motor. Okay. That will be the last part to be done as per the syllabus content. Okay. So thank you.